The scariest part about Derry has never really been Pennywise. It's just the adults just allowing all this stuff to happen there. Welcome to Derry isn't just a prequel to It. It's a slow, unsettling breakdown of how people choose to deny everything that's happening in the town, thus making it just get worse and more corrupted. 8 episodes, new faces, same cycle, same horror. And by the end of this season, it's clear that Pennywise doesn't even need to hide anymore. So, season 1 of Welcome to Derry, I saw it, let's talk about it. Welcome to Derry. It takes place exactly 27 years before the events of 2017's It, showing us the town before anybody has stood up to Pennywise. And instead of following one group of kids, this show actually switches it up a bit. Splits us up between 2 stories of the kids trying to survive It and the adults trying to figure out It and discover and learn more about it. And that split perspective actually becomes the backbone of this season. This isn't a story about stopping Pennywise, it's just a story about Derry and how it keeps failing to survive Pennywise. So the stuff I liked with this season was Pennywise. I'll start with him because this version is completely different from It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. This is a more brutal, more merciless version of Pennywise. He's not playful just to be theatrical. He's a literal rage baiter. Like, he knows how to get under your skin, and he does it well, especially in this series. Provokes people emotionally, toys with them psychologically, and once they're seasoned and ready to eat, the kill is intense. I like that the first half of this season did keep Pennywise away from the screen, because a lot of people complained about this, but like Pennywise for the first 4 episodes is not there, but his presence lingers. You see him in completely different forms, just never Pennywise the clown himself until we get to the mid-season. When we do get to Pennywise, we get Pennywise. We see him fleshed out. He's chaotic, he's crazy, he's comical, he knows how to get under people's skin. He's out for whatever type of vendetta he has because he is not sparing anyone. And we gotta talk about this cycle of losers. They are the backbone of this season. They're the emotional core of this season. Scared, they're reactive, and they're desperate. They're not trying to defeat Pennywise, they're literally just trying to survive. And that alone gives this series much more attention. And with that, you get a lot of Easter eggs. You get to see who's related to who, because the main characters in this show are the Hanlons. And if you guys remember who the Hanlons are, is Mike Hanlon, who's a part of the Losers Club. The story revolves around his family. Another thing that I like is with the adults. This is where the show gets like uncomfortable. They're not stupid, they're not blind, they're just extremely complicit. Some want answers, some want control, and some just want some form of normalcy. And that's exactly how Pennywise survives. And with this being in the Stephen King universe, it does expand the stories. So once you see the timeline we're in, you get to see some familiar faces, especially Dick Hallorann. He is from The Shining and he's from Dr. Sleep. This does expand on his power of The Shine. For those who haven't seen The Shining, go watch that and go watch Dr. Sleep. And if you have seen it, comment below and tell me what you guys thought about those movies. Preferably, I enjoyed Dr. Sleep so much. But Dick Hallorann is like my favorite character in this series because he's just going through it. It really shows what he's going through before he goes to, you know, the Overlook Hotel. And we gotta talk about the opening title and just the atmosphere of it. It captures the vibes of this show perfectly. It's deceptively catchy. And as each title sequence goes on with each episode, the music starts to get more eerie and it starts to feel more darker and uncomfortable. If you guys haven't caught that, go back and watch every title of it and you'll just see and hear how it starts being so more distorted than the previous title. Got the subtle Easter eggs pointing out Pennywise's previous cycles. It does show you the Ironworks explosion from 1908, where you see like the flaming Easter bunny, and it does show you the 1935 Bradley gang shooting, where you see like all these gangsters and mobsters shooting, and if you look in your top right hand corner, you'll see Pennywise on top of a building with an AK. If you read the book, you do know that Mr. Keene, you know, the owner of the pharmacy, he does talk about that, and he does explain how he saw a clown there. He thought he saw a clown there shooting people. That's gonna be interesting whenever we get there, because the title intro alone is showing us that this show is gonna expand and the seasons are gonna be about different It cycles. We're just gonna go backwards because season 1 was 1962, season 2 is gonna be 1935, and season 3 is gonna be 1908. If you guys didn't know about that, go rewatch It Chapter 1 because Ben talks about that. And if you guys are curious about what I thought about that, I have my review for It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 out on my channel right now. And something else that I really liked about this season was how we did get certain glimpses of what to expect in season 2 and season 3. We did get some scenes in 1908. We learned a lot from 1908, especially from Mrs. Kirsch, Rose, and General Shaw, because they're young and they're a part of that cycle. And we learned some stuff about 1935 because, once again, Mrs. Kirsch is a part of that cycle too. So we know what certain characters to expect in season 2, since that's going to be 35, and season 3, which is going to be 08. And in 08, that's when Pennywise does get his disguise of Pennywise, so we do learn a bit about Bob Gray as a character and how that transitions to Pennywise becoming him. I want to know what you guys think. Who else in this series did you think were related to which characters from the Losers Club, or just other characters in chapter 1 and chapter 2 in general? Whoever you guys thought that you guys saw in like the background, certain characters that looked like other characters, comment below and tell me what you guys think, because I'm curious to know what you guys saw that I didn't. But this series, the story did keep me entertained. And the characters, I enjoyed every single one of them in their more respectable ways. But where there's good, there's bad, and now we'll talk about that. The CGI in this show, I feel like they're probably just trying to save up for Pennywise. The graveyard scene in particular, it felt like a Child Goosebumps show. Dialogue, just the script in general, the visuals, everything was just so ugly looking. Everything from like the first half of this season wasn't really appealing to me, and it somewhat almost grabbed me out of it. But the story makes up for it and it keeps it up there. And speaking of the story, we gotta talk about its pacing issues too. 8 episodes, this show continuously stretches itself thin. There's moments where it feels like everyone's just circling around ideas instead of progressing forward, especially early on. But once the thread connects, it keeps going. Like the first half of the season kind of dragged, but then when we got to the second half, the momentum shot up to like 1,000 and just kept going and going. But that's to be expected because most of the episodes in the first half weren't even directed by Andy Muschietti. So I understand. The themes with this season wasn't really about breaking the cycle, it was really just about documenting it. See Derry about to fail again. They're ignoring warning signs, burying trauma, and prioritizing comfort over truth. Parallels between the kids trying to escape Pennywise and adults trying to rationalize it with him is very Stephen King vibe. It really pushed that lever up and it made this more intense. And Welcome to Derry, it actually works perfectly when it's patient, cruel, and just takes its time giving its story. It's not trying to do It Chapter 1 and 2 with jump scares. It's just trying to explain why Pennywise keeps coming back. And by the end of season 1, you'll fully understand why this town keeps evil alive. This show is a strong, unsettling start to what can become a very interesting horror anthology series. It has its flaws, and it's slow at times, but it does understand the vibes of Stephen King. So, Welcome to Derry season 1, well, as I should say, Welcome to Derry chapter 1, I give this a solid with snacks. I enjoyed it. So what did you guys think? Did you guys like Welcome to Derry? Between It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2, and Welcome to Derry, which one did you guys prefer? You guys could comment below and tell me which one was best to worst in order. And if you like my vibe, comment below, like and subscribe. And I'm James Hancock, signing off.